Alrighty, what's up everybody? It is I, your travel god of extreme, Peter Joseph here for a Saturday evening / Saturday night video. And it's Saturday night, you know what that means. Well, I would tell you Collision's on it, coming up in about an hour and a half on TNT, live. But something better is on at 8 o'clock, and it's the 49ers! And the Chicacs! On ABC or ESPN, wherever we want to watch it from. At 8 p.m., the battle for the NFC West and the number 1 seed in all of the NFC. Big game tonight, and we'll see what happens with that. And we'll talk about that game later. But right now, thank you for watching right here on the main channel, Killer of Demons 66. Go Niners! 9. And as always, make sure you like the video, hit the subscribe button down in my pants, otherwise known in the description box below. Share the video all over the internet. Leave a comment on this video or any one of my videos from the past, now, or in the future, Conan. But don't leave stupid comments, because if you do, the 49ers defense will sack the crap out of you, then send you to the Shadow Realm where Satan and Ozzy will destroy you even more, and then eat your soul. So don't do it. You want to do it, go on somebody else's channel. Because if not, then you're going to get blocked and hidden and never be heard from again. So, don't do it. And if you get mad, too bad. And it rhymes. But I digress. But for everybody else that's real, then you can leave a comment down below. That's that. Share the video all over the internet. Like I said, follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And don't forget to hit that bell, turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one. Because if you do, you're lost. That's pretty much it. And if you're brand new here, if you're here for the first time, well, welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax, grab a couple cold ones. Well, a cold one. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. If you like it, great. You don't, well, fuck you, man. And that's that. I got a nice tasty cold one because the Niners are coming on. And no, this is not from the 24-pack. Because I finished that off pretty easily. Me and Rosa finished that off. But I got another one because I went to get something to eat. I brought home a couple Pepsis for the Niners game. I got some backup with some Coke. No alcohol because I don't have any more alcohol in the fridge. I'm done with that. So, no, none of that. But it is what it is. And no, I don't drink on stream. Well, not stream. I don't stream anymore, but in any case, when I do videos, there's nothing in, I don't mix it or anything. It's not in my cup here or anything like that. And if it was, big deal. I only do it like once in a while. But normally, I don't drink. Because I'm a social drinker, and I only drink when I'm at parties and stuff. And at bars and some concerts. Not all of them, but we move on. But if you think I drink a lot, and I drink on videos and all that shit, then you're just drunk yourself saying that. But hey, more power to you. If you want to go on stream and smoke and drink, not my problem. Don't come to me when your liver explodes. You know what they say in rehab? Don't drink. Some of you need rehab. But I digress. Anyway, that's that. But for all the newbies out there, grab yourself a nice tasty cold one, put your feet up and enjoy the show. If you like it, great. You don't want, too bad. That's that. Alright, we got the Niners coming up, like I said, in a little over an hour and a half, so I'm going to get ready for that. We got Wrestle Kingdom coming up, Wrestle Kingdom 20, from the land of Japan, Japan #1, forever! Yes, Wrestle Kingdom 20, the first pay-per-view of the year. As always, it's a banger after banger after banger. It's a banger. And it basically tells every other promotion to step up. But we'll see what happens with that. We got TNA coming up in a couple weeks. We got Saturday night's main event. The weekend after that, and then the weekend after that, we got our Royal Rumble, and the weekend after that, we got Vengeance Day. So we got like 4 pay-per-views in a row the next couple weekends. It's crazy. That's why we love the sport of professional wrestling. If you don't think it's a sport, fuck you. Shane Douglas will tell you. Shane, get in here. Tell him it's a sport, Shane. It's the sport of professional wrestling, and if you don't like it, you can all suck my ass. Because I'm the franchise. Okay, calm down. Francine, yeah, thank you. Get him a Snickers, because he gets wild after a while, you know? And if you don't like my impressions, fuck you. But you will watch it, because you got nothing else to watch. But it is what it is. I care less. I should write that. I should write a song about that, you know. But I'm not a great songwriter, but I play a good electric twanger every once in a while. That's guitar for you people at home that don't know. I got a guitar too. Sure you do. You have an electric twanger? Yeah, right. Because you play with your electric twangers half the time watching me, right? But I digress on that. Anyway, we move on. Alright, so, gonna watch the Niners tonight, and later on we're gonna watch some Wrestle Kingdom and not get much sleep. Maybe a power nap here and there, but we'll see. Of course, Wrestle Kingdom starts at 2 a.m., ladies and gentlemen. 2 a.m. So the Niner game should end about 11, maybe 11:30-ish. So we could take about an hour and a half, 2-hour power nap, and then get up about 1:45 when the pre-show is about to end. Not that I'm going to watch the pre-show much. And then get ready for Wrestle Kingdom. And then we'll stay up to about 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. And then have an early breakfast, where, you know, get some pancakes or get some, have some coffee. Have some coffee! Fresh pot of coffee. And then, you know, watch Wrestle Kingdom and then go to sleep. Go to sleep and then maybe have a second breakfast. I don't know. But whatever you're doing later on tonight, after the Niner game and after watching Wrestle Kingdom, you do it. And if not, go to bed and go fuck yourself. That's that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, after almost 8 minutes of spiel, but you loved it, because you got nothing else to talk about. And that's pretty much it. So, on this Saturday evening, getting close to Saturday night, hope you had a great Saturday, and if not, too bad. Unofficial first weekend of 2026. And, got a little cold here, but it's gonna get warm. Gonna be near 60 on next Saturday. 60 in January in New York. Crazy, ain't it? Shouldn't be that crazy, but then, pretty much, it's gonna be 60 and then drop all day. Ugh. That sucks. But, you know, can't be warm all the time. I wish it was in January, but gotta get back to winter by the middle of this month. So, hopefully no storms and no big storms, like no blizzards. Shit, we don't need that. But we move on. Alright, on your Saturday evening, Saturday night, it is time for your late and out-of-date WWE Smackdown 3-hour show review for January the 2nd, 2026, the first Smackdown of 2026. And we're back to 3 hours. How long that lasts, we'll see. And this is the last show until February. Why I say that? Because after Monday's Raw at the Barclays Center, we're going into the VPN era. That means if you don't have a VPN, you go to watch it on tape delay. S.A. And that rhymes. So yeah, after Monday, Raw and SmackDown will be overseas. Most of you will get to see it on tape delay, but if you don't have a VPN, you can't see it live. So I will be seeing it live for most of the time. I do got appointments, but, you know, I can catch it on my phone and everything like that, so I'm good. So I'll miss a couple parts, but and then I can rewatch it later on the good old rich man's cable. But it is what it is. But next Friday we're gonna be in Berlin, Germany. Ayin! You know, all those Germans are gonna be happy that we're bashing Berlin. Ayin! Ayin! Yeah! Stuff like that. Alright, so this Smackdown, the first Smackdown of 2026, emanated from the KeyBank Center in Buffalo, New York, Gene. That's Buffalo, New York. And our commentary team of Michael Cole and Corey Slave. I thought they were going to switch. Weren't they supposed to switch? I heard they were going to switch. It was supposed to be Joe Tessitore and Bad News Wade Barrett on Fridays and Michael Cole and Corey Slave back to Raw. Unless I don't know. I'm not like, woo. Not like I forgot or anything. I know they were going to switch, but I don't know. I don't know anymore. What's with this? I don't know. Excuse me, is this basic? Now, why would you use something so primitive like basic? She kissed me. Sorry, I watch too much anime. That's a Golden Boy reference if you never watched Golden Boy, the anime. Such a good thing. Anyway, moving on. Speaking of good times, SmackDown wasn't that bad, I should say. It was pretty good for a 3-hour show. Not more to get through. You know, like I said, I don't know how long they're going to do this for. If they go a whole year with this, might be a little bit overkill for me, or for us, but I think now with the VPN era, if you don't have a VPN, at least, you know, you get to save up 3 hours in the early afternoon, and then you get a nice nap later on. You know, get 8 o'clock, like, I can watch SmackDown! Oh, wait, I did watch it already. Click. I'm gonna go watch something else, or go do something else. But, anyway, we got that. Alright, so, Michael Cole and Corey Slave on the call, as always, and we move on. Alright, so SmackDown, like I said, wasn't a bad show. We open up with a recap of Babucho, Drew McIntyre, challenging Cody! Cody, you bitch! The Unified Champion to a 3 stages of hell match. And we're going to get what matches are going to be in those 3 stages in a little bit. But pretty much near the end of the show. But we got that, and we saw last week, Drew laid out Cody with a Claymore. So, we'll see what happens later on. Alright, then we go to Corey Slave and Michael Cole. They're explaining more of what's going to be on the show. But then, The Miz, or The Jizz, comes out of nowhere, takes the mic. We have an impromptu promo. And he wants to air his grievances from last year. Well, didn't do so good last year, did you, Miz? No. Not many wins there. Michael. Not Maggle, but Michael. But anyway. So, Miz says, I was left out of John Cena's retirement tour. Weren't you in that and lost? Twice? Anyway, because he should have been the one to make Cena tap, which was Walter, sorry. But instead, I'm stuck here in Buffalo, New York, Gene. So he's like, I offered people help, but got mocked by the people backstage, like Mello and others, and every one of the fans. That's 2. And number 3, I was passed over for Marty Supreme. So I'm coming for Timothy Chalamet. What? I guess Timothy Chalamet is going to be Marty Supreme. What? What are we talking about here? And then number 4, he's about to say, Joe, you know, that guy, we can't say it, we say his name and he appears. He almost says it, and he goes, he who shall not be named, brought back a fake truth. I guess he meant R-Truth in the bunny suit. And talk about Mrs. Balls. They're not massive. Then he lists off everything he's done. Says he's a locker room leader. Right. And then out of nowhere, we hear the music of Randy Orton and his monotonous voice. He's back. Daddy's back. So yeah, Randall Keith Orton is back after a little vacation. Gets, he's back, gets on the ropes and poses a little bit. Gotta give the people what they want. Then after that, Miz asks the fans to give it up for Randy Orton! Yay! Then he puts himself on Orton's level. I don't know about that. And says, hey, me and you could go for the tag team titles and we'd be Miz KO. I don't think that was wise there, Michael, because Randy thinks about it, no. Bang! Gilly Cutter for his troubles, lays him out. Then he thanks him, and his hand was like, So Randy's like, thank you very much. And so the fans like, one more time! So Randy, gotta get the fans what they want, picks up Miz, grabs him by his skinny fucking head. He says, Happy New Year, Miz! Bang! Another Gilly Cutter for your troubles. So, yeah. Just like that. You never know where it's gonna come, like my short said. So, watch the short too, by the way. On my Peter Joseph channel. So, Randy's back. And we'll see what's gonna happen with him. But, not one, but two Gilly Cutters. Bang! You gotta love it. Even though he steals my move. But I steal it right back because I can hit it from anywhere, at any time, and anywhere. But I do it way better. So, know your place, Randy. You know you can't get up from it. Me and Randy are around the same age, so I still whip his ass. Okay. Don't send it to Randy, please. I don't need Randy in my DMs, not like that, like, hey, I heard you want to do a Gilly Cutter contest. Hey, for the right price, maybe, but, I'm retired. I'll do some commentary. Yeah, get Michael Cole and kick his ass. Get out of here, Michael Cole. Get out. I'll do it alone. Fuck you, Corey Slave. I'll do it alone. I'll be like Joey Styles, the unscripted, uncensored god of commentary. Well, he wasn't a god per se, but I'm God. But I digress. Alright, so I gave that. Too much of this. I mean, not from Pepsi or drinking on New Year's Eve because I only had one drink. Rosé, a lot. Shh. But I digress. Moving on. But anyway, I gave the first segment 3.25 out of 5 stars. And now we're off and running on a 3-hour Smackdown. Let me move on. Alright, then we go to the back. We have, if it can't get any more epic, we have my first and second hot wife from Asia, the Japanese chicks. Asuka, nobody is ready for Asuka except my dick. And Kylie! Alright, so they're getting ready for the 8-woman tag team match coming up as Asuka and Kylie will team up with these lovely ladies. Nia, Jax, who's losing a lot of weight. Looks good. And the big woman herself, well, not big, but she's tall, she's beautiful, she's Trick Willie's soon-to-be wife, and that's Lash Legend. Get shit done. Alright, so they come in, interrupt the champs. They're ready to help them win the 8-person tag team match in exchange for a future title shot. So Asuka and Kylie don't seem impressed. Not impressive, son. Not impressed, Skywalker. Not impressed. So they're not impressed. And then, Kyrie seems a little bit scared of her, her teacher, her master, if you will, Asuka. Because Asuka like, yeah. Oh, me, will fight to kick your ass. Something like that. I'd be too. I'm scared of Asuka too. Shit. Just when she goes to town on my dick, oh, I have to fight for my life. Shit. Let me move on from that. Alright, after that, I gave that 2.5 out of 5 stars. After the break, we see Randy Orton and his voice. He runs into Cody and says, after you're done with Drew McIntyre, I'm coming for that belt. Ooh. So Cody's like, okay, I understand. Everybody wants my belt. So after Cody seems to understand that, Randy leaves, and then Nicholas Aldis comes up to him, reminds him that you still cannot touch Babucho Drew McIntyre because he's in the building right now. And Cody's like, yep, I know. He understands, but when you don't understand something, you probably do some bad things. But knowing, you know how Cody is stupid. I don't give a fuck, I'm the champ. You gotta learn today. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. So we'll see what happens with that later on. And I gave that 2.5 out of 5 stars. Alright, 8-woman tag team match. Nia, Jax, Lash, Legend, Get Shit Done, and the Rookie Warriors, Asuka and Katie. They take on Mommy Rhea Ripley, My Brutality. And my third amazingly hot Asian wife, you know you love her, you can't get enough of her, that's Io! Io Sky, and Horseface Charlotte Flair, and Miss Bliss, Alexa Bliss. It was a decent match for 14.5 minutes. Starts with the heels, jumping the faces from behind to start. Big old brawl happens. We got a big old cat fight! And then it kind of calms down. Asuka kicks Mommy in the face. Ow. Then the ribs. Ow. But goes to the sliding knee, gets cut off. And then Asuka and Katie get sent to the outside for a flippy dippity-doo from Alexa Bliss as we go to break. Come right back. Lexi dives over to get the hot tag to Charlotte. Picks up the pace a little bit. A flipping clothesline drops Lash Legend. And a moonsault. It's a near fall on Nia. Jax. Get back up and Nia. Jax runs Charlotte over. Because, with her big body. Big old Beyonce. Sets up that Hulk Hogan brother leg drop for a near fall. Charlotte basically almost no-sold that. Puts Asuka, who was the legal woman, in the figure 8, but gets broken up by the insane elbow by Katie. And then Io gets the hot tag and goes crazy. Missile drop kick on both Kairi and Asuka. Then she does the flip again, and you love to see it. But then Lash Legend tags herself in and holy shit, she boots Io out of mid-air. I thought it was it. I was like, damn, she booted my third wifey's face off. You bitch. I'm sorry. But I love you anyway. But I take it. But don't hit my girls like that, please. But anyway, so I thought she goes to the pin and Io barely kicked out of that. We go to break, come right back. Asuka forearms her away on Io, who comes back with a forearm of her own. And then she hits a flapjack on Asuka to get the hot tag to Mommy Rhea Ripley, who comes in and cleans house. And then everything goes crazy again, and we get a whole bunch of knockdowns until Mommy pulls Katie out of midair, hits the riptide, and then Io finishes off her younger sister, Kairi, with the over the salt. 1, 2, 3. So, Team Mommy Rhea Ripley get the win over Team Asuka, if you will. Pretty decent match, 14.5 minutes, and that's that. So, we'll see what happens on Monday with Asuka and Kairi taking on Danny Moore is Rio, and they dance upon my lap. And when they're done, they go and take a nap. Pretty much we'll see what happens on Monday Night Raw in my neck of the woods, Brooklyn, New York. At the Barclays Center. And no, I will not be there. Why? Because I got other things to do. Hey, those nosebleed seats don't come cheap. I'll tell you that much. But if you go to AEW, you can get it for like $20. It's freaking insane. I'd rather go to AEW than go to, you know, Raw or SmackDown, even if my tribal chief is on the show. One day. Maybe. Well, next time they're in New York for like a pay-per-view, maybe I'll go. Maybe. But we'll see. We shall see. Alright, so 3 out of 5 stars for that 8-woman tag team match. It was pretty good. Not bad. Oops, I went ahead. I want to hurry it a little bit. Alright, after that, we go to the back. We have Nicholas Aldis. He talks to Big Mama Pump, Jordan Grace, who he wants on the SmackDown roster. I bet you we'll see on Raw on Monday. Because, you know, Adam Pearce like, I want this, I want that. Somebody's going to Raw, somebody's going to SmackDown after who knows when. But anyway, so he introduces himself to Jordan Grace, not that he had to. He's like, please come on SmackDown! And then Adam Pearce like, please be on Raw! So we get that. And then Chelsea Green, the Women's United States Champion, Madam President, and Alba Fire, the Sergeant at Arms, or the whatever she is, to her. I forgot her actual name, what they named her, the secretary of her fence or some shit like that. Anyway, they come in, and Chelsea's not impressed with Jordan, who says, people like you make my decision pretty damn easy. And then Chelsea has issues with people coming after her, but then Nick Aldis threatens to strip her of the title. Uh-oh. You know, we don't want that. We don't want that. And speaking of Chelsea, she will defend her title against my girl Julia a little bit later on in the show. So, doesn't get any easier for Madam President. Chelsea Green! There we get that. Moving on. Alright, so I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we get to our next match. I don't know why this match wasn't on, almost like Velocity. Oh, shit. I'm thinking of Velocity. 2 months, that's way back in the day. This match could have been on main event. Anyway, we have Kit Wilson from the Yes Boys. Remember, Elton Strong, ladies and gentlemen, Elton Strong. He's still injured. We're hoping he gets a speedy recovery, so we have the Yes Boys coming back to the tag team division. But right now, Kit Wilson's on his own. Not doing so great, you know, getting destroyed by Poppy Priest. But Kit Wilson has a new look. New theme song. Not great. I'm not fond of that Def Rebel garbage he got. So anyway, he comes out and complains about the toxic fans. So he has a mystery opponent. I wonder who that could be. Probably like Tozawa or some shit. Nope, it's not Tozawa. Not even Otis. Not even somebody from the back like Shinsuke Nakamura or Sami Zayn. It's Matt fucking Cardona. No, not Zack Ryder. Matt Cardona. I'm like, wait a minute. Matt Cardona? Didn't he just win the JCW World Title like a couple of days ago? Actually, last night? Like, wait a minute. How did I get this guy off the JCW roster? He's the champ. He won it on, I think, New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. He won it last night, basically. Not last night. I mean, the other night. That make no sense. Why would you win the title and then now you're officially on SmackDown now? You're on the roster. From what Michael Cole and Corey Slave has said. That he's officially on the roster. How does that work now? Is he going to drop the title? Is WWE going to allow him to fight in JCW as the champ? Or is it just a one-off thing? I don't know. Well, at least he's going to be traveling more with his wife, Chelsea Green. I think that's pretty damn nice. But thank the Lord we don't see him in GCW anymore. Fuck you, dude. Don't come back. I remember I saw him in GCW when they were in Brooklyn. He fought Mike Santana. Mike Santana fucked him up. I mean, not hardcore fuck him up, but like TNA fucked him up because they were fighting in TNA as well. So, I guess Matt Cardona could go back to TNA still because they have that partnership. And he was, or kind of is. I don't know what he is now. But anyway, Matt Cardona comes out, officially back on Smackdown. No Zack Ryder anymore. Thank the Lord for that. I think he said in an interview that he's done with the Zack Ryder gimmick. Thank the Lord. Let him be Matt Cardona. Let him be, you know, not Mr. Woo-Woo-Woo anymore. Mr. I'm gonna kick your fucking ass. You know, kind of let him go back to being like a major player, if you will. Remember that? Major player. Hey, you can hang out with Brian Myers even more often. Yay! Bring back the major players on SmackDown. Give them the tag team titles. Why not? Hey, anything can happen in WWE. So, anyway. So the match was meh. So, Kid hits a drop kick. Matt Cardona's like, fuck that. And then some forearms and a clothesline pick Kit Wilson on the floor for a drop kick through the ropes. Back in. Kit Wilson gets in some right hands in the corner. Stops the call. Cardona toxic. Hey, if he's doing this whole toxic masculinity thing, he should have came out to Toxic by Britney Spears, you know what I mean? You're toxic, baby. Okay. Yeah, I listen to Britney Spears. Not the only thing I listen to besides metal and reggaeton and 80s. I diversify. Not all about this. I listen to, you know, all those things. I just can't listen to mumble shit like Skrilla and Kendrick Lamar and douchebags like Ren and NF. Fuck the crap out of them. Fuck them. Fuck them till the cows come home. Because they suck. But we move on. So he earns himself a middle-up dropkick for Matt Cardona. Then he hits the reboot, whatever that is. And then a Tiger Driver, whatever version, for a near fall. Kit Wilson comes back with a tourniquet, otherwise known as a twist of fate. Nice little Marilyn Manson reference for tourniquet. I am your tourniquet! Yeah. For a near fall of his own. That didn't really get him that far because Matt Cardona comes back, hits the Rough Rider. 1, 2, 3. Matt Cardona gets his first win in 6 years. Damn. He hasn't won a match in WWE since 2019. I don't even know who he beat. Do I care? No. But anyway, Matt Cardona's back. Not that he got a big ovation, but he's back, and then we'll see what he does. But that's it. So, no more Mr. Woo Woo Woo. You know it. Or Woo Woo Woo, you blew it. Unless he's in a title match, then we can say that when he loses. But that's it. Alright, 2.25 out of 5 stars. Hey, good for Cardona. Good job for Matt Cardona. That's all I gotta say about that. But like I said, I don't know what happens with not the GCW, JCW, Jersey Championship Wrestling World Title. Whatever happens there, if he goes back and drops it, he vacates it, he pisses on it, I don't give a shit. We have that. Wait, moving on. Alright, there we have Bobby Priest. Spent 6 months fighting Aleister Black, and it ends in an ambulance match. Mike Alston's favorite match in the whole wide world. Right, Mike? Mike! What? Get in here. Ah, fuck. What did I disturb you? I was taking a piss. Oh, I'm sorry. Damn. Alright, put your pants on and get in here. Hurry up. Come on, choppy. Don't rush me. Okay. Alright, what do you want? We're talking about an ambulance match, Mike. Bobby Priest and Aleister Black had an ambulance match last night on SmackDown. Did you see it? Yeah, I saw it, but I hated it. I wonder why. Because it sucked. I'm the king of the ambulance match. Because I'm awesome. I know. We know you're awesome. Yeah, I know. I should be in the Hall of Fame, too. Yeah, that's true. Put Mike Awesome in the Hall of Fame. God damn it. Talking to you, Hunter. Hi, Steph. And those bitches better put me in the Hall of Fame. Because I'm going to come down from heaven. I'm going to put them to a flaming table. Because I'm awesome. I know. Calm down, Mike. You'll get in the Hall of Fame. When? I don't know. I don't run the Hall of Fame, Mike. If I did, you'd be first one in. Well, thank you, Mr. Joseph. You're a great guy. You should be in the Hall of Fame, too. Well, I kind of am in the Hall of Fame. I'm in the YWC Hall of Fame. I'm the Unified Champ, goddammit. Oh, you're a very important person, that's why. No, I'm a very important Peter. Just get that right, Mike. I'm sorry. But that ambulance match sucked. If I was still alive, I would beat the fuck out of both of them and show them why I'm awesome. And I'm the master of the ambulance match. Okay, Mike, you tell him. I gotta go. I gotta do some stuff. You gonna watch the Niners game later? Oh, yeah, I'm gonna watch that. Hope your team wins, Mr. Joseph. Thank you, Mike. We appreciate your support. Okay, you wanna say goodbye to your fans? Bye! Okay, get out of here. Satire, ladies and gentlemen. Love it. Love it. And if you don't like my impressions, fuck you. I like to see you try. I really do. But all you're gonna do is sit at home, smoke your fucking weed, drink whatever you got, do boring 2-3 hour live streams, talking up a whole bunch of shit that nobody cares about, and then you make fun of people like me who do epic impressions and do better videos than you. I'm just saying. Oh, we get more views and comments and stuff. Well, nobody cares. I don't care. I don't care if you get more subs and views and comments than me. I don't care. I don't care. Call me all the names of the book. At the end of the day, you're just wasting your time. Clip that. I dare you. Go ahead, clip it. Because it's true. Nobody's better than me, even on commentary. And impressions and anything else. And I don't need to debate any of you motherfuckers because you're not worth my time. So, claim your little victories that don't mean shit. Because you're not going to say it to my face, oh, you suck. I'm going to just laugh at you and go, heh. I go, okay. You done? Good. Shut the fuck up and get out of here. Go fuck yourself. I got no time for you. Muna. So Poppy and Aleister Black in an ambulance match, and Poppy says, I am going to make Aleister Black fade to black. Nice Metallica reference. Sorry, Metallica! How you doing there, James? Oh, yeah! Bingo! Okay, calm down. Lars, can you, tell him to calm down? I can't do that because we're going to play some heavy metal later on, and all the fans of our show are going to have their testicles stripping out their nose. It's going to be a great time. Ain't that right, James? Yeah! Okay. You guys go do that. Metallica! Can't say Metallica, you say Metallica! Moving on. Alright, so I gave that 2.5 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we get a video from the Wyatts. We got Uncle Howdy, Nikki Cross, crazy people that they are, Eric Rowan, Joe Gacy, and Dexter. So, Uncle Howdy, Bo Dallas, acts solo, me bookie. What it means to be part of a family. Talks about Solo getting kicked out of the original bloodline and going to have his own bloodline that really went nowhere. Now it's the MFTs. But the Wyatt family have millions and millions of fireflies. Why not? Let's do it. I'm part of the Fireflies, why not? So Bo Dallas says it's time to chop down Solo's tree at the root. And then basically kind of uses one of Solo's lines. I forget what he said. I forget what he said. He said something after that, which I didn't write down. So we get all that. Alright, so we'll see what happens with the Wyatts and the MFTs later on. And that's that. Alright, so I gave that 3 out of 5 stars. Then we get Sami Lame, or Sami Zayn. Did it. Oh, let's go! Alright, so Sami comes out. I think he got a haircut for once. Because his hair is all in a little bitty bun and looked like he got a haircut. Maybe get a shave, you hippie. I don't know how Kevin Steen might feel about that, but... I miss you, Kev. I think we all miss Kevin Steen, Kevin Owens, whatever you want to call him. Probably, I bet you Kevin Owens comes back at the least, when you least expect it. Maybe at Mania, maybe at SummerSlam. Maybe before then, who knows? Depends on his neck, of course. But, if I had to make a prediction, a wild prediction for 2026, I would say Kevin Steen comes back. Not Kevin Owens, but Kevin Steen. Just saying. Moving on. Alright, so Sami Zayn comes out, talks about that he was in the crowd with John Cena's last match, about like a couple weeks ago, and his son asked him, Baba, why Cena was the never seen 17? So, he explained to his son that it was due to Cena being the first ever 17-time world champion. And then his son's like, Baba, how many titles have you won? Zero. So he had to tell his son, I'm a loser! Basically. But he says, that is changing this year. It's my time. And then, out of nowhere, Trick, Winnie! Shawn! Whoop, that trick! What? Whoop, that trick! I like it! Whoop, that trick! Oh yeah, man! Booker T was, like, in his house in Texas going crazy. Wish he was on commentary, but can't get that. So, Trick Winnie! He comes out and says, yes, I am indeed here. I am tall, dark, and handsome. Smackdown needed, they needed him, so Nick Aldis called up 1-800-WHOOP-DAT. I don't even know if that's an actual number. That'd be funny as hell. But anyway, he says, I'm 6'5", 250 pounds of pure sex appeal, and I have the look that I could be a champion, but it's not going to take me 20 years like it took you to be a champion as Sammy. And then Sammy goes to talk, and then Trick's like, I ain't done talking yet. And he's like, I could beat you up with my lemon pepper shoes, take these glasses off and beat your ass. So Sammy is kind of impressed, but is looking forward to humbling Trick. So they tease a little fight, but Sammy leaves, and Trick's like, what did this man just say? So we get Trick Willie, I think, next week. Oh yeah, we'll get to that later. I went ahead, I'm sorry. But that segment was pretty damn good. 3.25 out of 5 stars. And that's pretty much it. Moving on. Alright, then we get a recap of last week where Carmelo Hayes beat Daza! Ilya Dragunov become the new United States champion last week on a taped Smackdown. Wish it was live, would have been way more better, but whatever. So anyway, that leads into Ilya Dragunov walking up to Carmelo Hayes in the back, praises him for his win last week. And Melo says that the U.S. Open Challenge is still in business, going to stay open. And let's do it again, why not? I pay for that. Let's run it back. So then Ilya leaves, he moves on, he sees The Miz, who's responsible for Melo winning the belt. No, you were not. And basically, I think Miz says, without Miz leaving him alone, it would never happen. So thank you very much. Melo never needed Miz anyway. He didn't need him. Miz was just putting him over even more. That whole Melo don't Miz thing. I thought they were going to win a tag team belts, but obviously not. Because as we all know, Triple H doesn't like tag teams. So, I don't like those tag teams! My proboscis nose in the middle of the ring. How you like your steak there, Hunter? I like my steak medium rare with some nice mashed potatoes. Wash it down with a beer. Okay, enough of that. Anyway, so we get that, and I gave that 2.5 out of 5 stars. Alright, then Trick Willie comes up to Nick Aldis, and then Ray Phoenix is there. They ran about Sami Zayn. Well, actually, Trick says, "Did you see that? Sami Zayn disrespected my authority." So, Aldis like, "I don't like your attitude," and Ray Phoenix like, "I can beat you every day, essay." So next week, we got Ray Phoenix taking on Trick Willie in Trick Willie's Smackdown in-ring debut. Who's gonna win that? Probably Trick Willie, most likely. Alright, we got that, and I gave that 2.5 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we go to our next match. Pretty good match. Carmelo Hayes defending the U.S. title against Johnny Gargano, who attacked him last week. The lovely Candice LeRae at ringside. Not a bad match for under 17 minutes. It's also with Carmelo drop-kicking Johnny wrestling down. Fast start. Gargano comes right back with a rolling kick to head. Then a knee sends Johnny Gargano to the floor. And Melo tries for a flippy-dippity-doo. And Gargano got out of the way just in time. Then a slingshot spear drops Melo. As we go to break, come right back. Melo is still in trouble. So a head scissors drops Johnny wrestling for a little change of pace. And that sends Gargano to the outside. A big running flippy DVD puts him down again. And then Melo, they get back inside. Melo hits the fade away, ball in for a near fall. Goes up top looking for probably nothing but the bottom of the net. But Gargano gives him a Kevin Owens style swinging superplex for a near fall. Oh, you're gonna love those pandas, don't you? And yes, Gargano and Steen did team up in PWG. I forgot what their names were. Shit. But they love pandas. Let's just say that. Alright, so go to break again. Come back. Carmelo strikes away, getting super kicked out of midair. And then Johnny Gargano goes out to the apron when he hits the gotcha! Slingshot Gilly Cutter. Bang. Well, he tried to hit that and gets kicked down for that. And then Melo tries for another fade away, but bricked it. Missed. And Gargano comes back with a tornado DDT. Then they go up top. Gargano hits a super air raid crash for a very near fall. But he walks right into the first 48. And then Carmelo goes up top, hits the fadeaway. I guess it's nothing but the bottom of the net anymore. He calls it now. I guess he calls it the fadeaway. Whatever. 1, 2, 3, and still your United States Champion Carmelo Hayes in his first title defense. Nobody's gonna lose it in their first defense often, but anyway, good match. 3.25 out of 5 stars for that. Melo gets the win, and we'll see what happens from there. Alright. After that, we got the resident gremlin, Tama Tonga. Yeah! Don't feed him after midnight, ladies and gentlemen. We see him watching on a monitor, and then Shinsuke Nakamura, former United States Champion, twice, or 2 or 3 times. He comes in, they have some tense words in Japanese, because they know each other from New Japan. The Girls of Destiny and Shinsuke, former IC champ and world champ. So they, talk in Japanese, and then eventually, that turns into, Shinsuke leaves, and then Tama Tonga turns the other way around. You see Solo, he says, "What was that about?" He says, just an old friend, if you will. So Solo's like, anyway. So next week, we got an 8-man tag team match, family versus family. So the MFTs will take on Uncle Howdy, Eric Rowan, and Gacy, and Dexter Loomis next week on the program. So we got Solo, Hikuleo, probably JC Mateo, and Tamatonga or Tongaloa, one of them. We'll see what happens with that. So, good stuff next week from Berlin. We got Drew and Cody, 3 Stages of Hell. We got this match next week. Gonna be a good time in Bash in Berlin for 3 hours. And if you don't have a VPN, you get to watch it at 8, but if you have a VPN, I think it starts at 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Here, in the East Coast. So, we get that. Alright, so I get a 2.5 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we get a video from Mr. and Mrs. Block, Alistair and Zalina. Basically, they say Damian Priest can do whatever he wants, but Poppy has changed. So, just a little hype video for the ambulance match, and we move on. 2.5 out of 5 stars for that. Alright, this is a long show, guys. We're almost gonna get done here. We're like 45 minutes away from the Niner game. Alright, after that, we have the SmackDown Women's Champion, Jade Cargill, says that she didn't intentionally hurt Mia Yim, because Mia Yim was supposed to face her this week, but at a recent live event, Mia Yim hurt her shoulder. They had to pull off the tour. So Jay's like, I didn't mean to do it. Yeah, right. And then Big Mama Pump Jordan Grace comes in and says, I'm going to see the competition here. So Jade introduces herself. Not that she's done it before, because they fought in how many Royal Rumbles? She says, I'm Jade Cargill, I'm that SmackDown Women's Champion, and I'm that bitch. So Jordan Grace says, well, I'm Jordan Grace, and I'm Big Mama Pump. Sign me up for this match. I want to see it one-on-one. I'd love to see it at Mania, but I doubt that. We're not going to get that. Maybe at the Elimination Chamber? I don't know. Maybe on a random SmackDown, but I would love to see this match. Not that Jordan's going to beat Jade Cargill, but just get her out of NXT. She's just not good. She should have won a title, and she won the TNA Knockouts title, big deal, but ever since coming to NXT, which she should have really bypassed, and people say, oh, Jade should have went to NXT. Technically, yes, but she was just too good for the NXT roster. Same thing with Jordan. Jordan should have just went to the main roster. She just went to NXT to, suck. Pretty much. So if she's going to be on the main roster, don't fuck it up. Because she'll just go right back to TNA. Or go to AEW. I feel AEW is going to have a better year than WWE this year. I have a feeling. We have that. Alright, so that was pretty good. 3 out of 5 stars. And we'll see what happens with those lovely ladies coming up. Alright, we're in the back. Cody's about to go to the ring and meet up with Drew McIntyre, but he runs into Sami Zayn. They have a little talk, and Cody's like, I heard what you said about the title. And Sami's like, I still respect you, Cody, but I'm here and I want that belt. And then Nick Aldis comes in, and he's like, I haven't seen Drew McIntyre. But Cody's like, I don't care, I'm going to the ring. Alright, whatever. So I give that 2.5 out of 5 stars. So Cody's got a lot of challengers, but he has to get through Drew McIntyre first on that road to WrestleMania. If he gets there, well, that's champ, but we'll see. Alright, then we get another video for the NXT World Heavyweight Champion's got a big title match this Tuesday night at New Year's Evil against Leon Slater, the TNA X Division Champion. And that's the Ruda, who, the Destroyer, who, the Bringer of War, who, Oba, who, Femi, the man from Wakanda. Wakanda forever. Pretty much. Alright, so we see another video for Oba. I guess he's going to be on SmackDown because we're getting a lot of videos for him on SmackDown. I'd rather him on Raw. That's just my preference. Me move on with that. Alright, Cody comes out after the break, rocking some suspenders. You nerd! Hey, I'm wearing glasses. You're a nerd. I'm a sexy nerd. Anyway, so he comes out, says, I'm not the biggest, the strongest, the fastest, or the youngest. No, you're just a bitch. But I'm still the champ. Yeah, for now. Every week, I get here at 2 p.m. Make sure the younger wrestlers see him so they think of the belt. Oh, you're such a company guy, Cody. You're such a company guy. You're like Cena, first one in, first one out, last one out, or whatever it is. Anyway. So he sees the younger wrestlers, see him, they think of the title. Then comes the envy in the form of Babucho Drew McIntyre. So Cody has a secret. He's baby got a secret. You know. Let's go Madonna like, my baby's got a secret. Yeah. Cody's secret is that he plays dumb backstage. No, you're just dumb. But when he looks at Drew, he sees lunch. I don't know about that, dude. That sounds pretty good. Anyway. So then Drew McIntyre pops up on the Titantron. And he's in the parking lot. And right near his bus, by the way. And if you follow him on Instagram or X, you saw the pictures. He's taking a piss right by the bus. that's savage. But you should have took a shit. But anyway, calls Cody predictable, and then he lays out the stages, all the 3 stages of Hell match. Stage number 1, a regular match. Stage 2, falls count anywhere, and if it gets to a third fall, inside an old school, not that crappy look of the cage we get now. Old school. Does that mean the blue bar cage is coming back? Or the black bar cage? Please. Please, for the love of God, Hunter, give me what I want. Bring back the blue bar cage. Give me 1985 steel cage matches. For the love of God. Make it happen. Give me what I want, Hunter! Anyway. So, a old school steel cage match, assuming you're still the champ next week, because if you touch me, you're no longer the champ. So we see him in front of Cody's bus where he's been. Finds a photo of Cody and his dad, Dusty Rhodes, Big Dream Baby. My son Cody sucks. I liked Roman better. Remember, you did. He did. Roman was like a son to me, baby. He liked the bacon more than Cody, baby. Okay. Anyway. So he has a picture in a picture frame. Then he just smashes the crap out of it. Breaks apart. Cody gets pissed. Goes all the way to the back. But then, and by the time he gets to the parking lot area, we see security and people like Jamie Noble and Daivari and Kenny Dykstra, people like that, and Nick Aldis eventually. I don't know how he got there that quick, but they stop him. Drew bypasses security guards, goes all the way to the ring, and then we see him with a trash can, and he's about to light the photo on fire, and then Cody breaks away. He sees what's going on, and he runs all the way back to ringside, but there's more security guards waiting for him. I don't know how they got there that quick. There must have been a cut somewhere. But anyway, so then the security guards and Nick Aldis stop him, and then Babucho Drew McIntyre just lights the freaking picture on fire, throws it in the trash can, and Cody's like, "Ah, you son of a bitch! Fucking get off of me!" And Drew just falls down right in front of Cody and says, "What are you gonna do now? What are you gonna do now, bitch?" Basically egging them on. That's a savage heel. Now I really want Papucho to win next week. But I have a feeling that Jacob Fatu is going to come back and screw Drew McIntyre. So Drew's probably not going to win, so Cody's going to retain next week. Sucks. Pull the trigger with Drew already. Or just send him out. What are you going to do after this? When Drew loses, he's going to have a feud with Jacob Fatu, lose that feud, and what are you going to do with him at Mania? They're going to put him in the Elimination Chamber, he's going to lose there, and then, if I'm Drew, I'm like, I'm out of here. Fuck this shit. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Go to AEW. Let Tony Khan use his magic powers to, make him a champ again. Not gonna go to TNA. Come to AEW, Drew. Come to AEW. Tony Khan will do wonders for you. Hopefully. Just get out of WWE, dude. I'm saying it as a fan. Because they fucked Papucho up so bad. He gets the title, loses to Poppy Priest. They had that big feud there. Then he has all these matches with Cody. Lost them all. He's going to lose this week, next Friday. Then he's going to have a feud with probably Jacob Fatu. And then after that, what do? It's like the same thing with Poppy Priest. He had this match with Aleister Black. What do you do with Poppy? Just feels like Hunter's creativity has just gone out the window. Just ridiculous shit. I just don't get it. He treats Julia like shit. Books her incorrectly when she was the champ. 100 and some odd day reign. But she barely defended it. Wait, what are you trying to take? You're really trying to take after Tony Khan, right? By having, when Tony Khan can't do anything with the Ring of Honor champions, that's why they hold the belts for 2, 3, or in Athena's case, almost 4 years. And I keep saying, as much as I hate saying it, Ring of Honor should just cease to exist at this point. If Vince was still around, he'd buy Ring of Honor, and it wouldn't be a fun time. He'd kill it with a lethal dose of poison. He'd fire everybody from Ring of Honor, except for the big stars like Steen, Generico, maybe Jay Lethal, I don't know, but everybody else you think of, like Bandito, Rouge, probably would not be on the roster if Vince was in charge, and he bought the company. I don't think Kerry Silken would like that either, but who knows? The what ifs of wrestling. But pretty much Vince can go to hell and stay in the Yo folks home until he gets inducted into the Hall of Fame, which could be pretty soon. If Stephanie's going in, Vince is going to go in pretty soon too, and Shane and maybe Linda. Who knows? Who cares? All right, we got that. All right, so that segment I gave 3.5 out of 5 stars, and that's it. All right, then we got a rundown of what's coming up next week in Berlin. We got that. All right, then we go to the women's U.S. title match. Chelsea Green with Alba Fire at ringside takes on Julia with the resident accountant Kiana James at ringside. 7.5-minute match. They went fast and furious. Chelsea gets the early advantage, but then Julia kicks. Julia kicks Chelsea in the face, sending her to the outside. But Alba Fire, with a distraction, lets Chelsea Green get in a flippy dibbity-doo. We go to break. Come back. Chelsea slugs away, which kind of just pisses off Julia. And Chelsea goes for the unpretty her, gets blocked. So Chelsea sells for a Rough Rider, a la her husband, Mr. Matt Cardona. Instead of that, Chelsea goes up top, looking for for something, I guess. Julia meets her and hits a super butterfly superplex. Damn. So on the way down, and then Julia gets up, hits the Northern Lights bomb, or the Julia bomb. 1, 2, 3, we have a new Women's United States Champion for the second time. The lovely Julia, so she's arrivederci. Mwah! Goodbye to Chelsea Green's title reign. So Julia gets it back for the second time. I hope they do something with it. like a longer reign. She's like, they're gonna make her a monster, like unstoppable force. But we'll see. It's Hunter, mind you. So we get that. All right, so Drew's a champ. Still not much crowd reaction, but still decent match. 2.5 out of 5 stars, and that's pretty much it. So hopefully Hunter does something better with Julia this time around, and we move on. Alright, after that, we go to the back, where we have Rio, Mommy Rhea Ripley, and Io Sky. They're ready to get the women's tag team titles back on Monday. But then, Horseface, Charlotte Flair, and Alexa Bliss come in and say good luck. Though Mommy's not sure if we're supposed to believe that. Or if we're supposed to believe you, pretty much. And then Show's like, we want the first shot when you win. So Rhea's like, I'm interested. So we'll see. We shall see on Monday from the Barclays Center in the greatest part of New York, Brooklyn, New York. We move on. Alright, so I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we got a video for Aleister Black and Poppy Priest. Get that little hype video. Then we have Fraxium, A-Kid, and Ben Frazier. They mocked Johnny Gargano on his loss to Mello earlier on, and recommend that he grows up, kind of like my haters, they need to grow up, but I digress. They also want A-Kid's original mask back. Gargano's like, no! So A-Kid says, I'm going to get a match with you to get my mask back. Why didn't you just beat his ass? I don't understand. Why do you need to get a match? You had a 2-on-1 advantage. Basically, I mean, yeah, Candice LeRae was there, like she's gonna do anything. But why didn't you just knock them the fuck out, take your mask back, instead of having a minuscule, boring as fuck match next week? I don't get it. And Ciampa, from what I heard, his contract is ending, and he might be going to AEW. Tony Khan's salivating right now. For the former Ring of Honor TV champion. Not the world champ, but TV champion. I don't know how, I don't think Gargano will want, not Gargano, sorry, Ciampa will want to even sniff Ring of Honor right now. I think he'd do pretty well in, as a mid-carder in, AEW. I think he could be the TNT champion, maybe the Continental champion, maybe the National champion. He could be a champion with the right people around him. So, I mean, we'll see. If, he wants to go to AEW, I think he should. But he'll probably have to wait 3 months because of his, stupid 90-day contract. Or he just lets the contract run out, then he can go to AEW anytime he wants. Who show up on a random edition of Collision or Dynamite or even a pay-per-view. Imagine the great matches he could have, like Kenny Omega and maybe MJF. Maybe Kyle Fletcher, people like that. Moxley. I think the Psycho Killer would be great for AEW. Even Killer Cross, too. But that's up to Tony Khan, not me. But and we got that. Alright, then we go to your main event of the evening. An ambulance match. And if you don't know what an ambulance match is, where have you been? But basically, anything goes match, no pinfalls, no submissions, no countouts. The only way to win is to put your opponent in the back of an ambulance and close both doors, and that's the way you win. Alright, Zelina Vega at ringside. This match was brutal. They fight in the ring, then they go to the ambulance, which was already open. And Poppy almost got put in the ambulance, but he fights back, whips out the stretcher, drops Aleister face first, on it. That had to hurt. And then they kind of go back in the ring, and Poppy hits a clothesline, running elbow in the corner, a bounce, period. Sends Aleister over the announce table, then hit Michael Cole. Damn. But Alistair manages to kick a chair into Poppy's face. And then back in the ring, Poppy snaps off a Super Hurricane Rana of all things. And then a kick to the back of the head. So you have a double down. As we go to break. We come back, they fight up by the ambulance area. Alistair sends him into the stage, basically. And then Zelina opens the doors, but finds Mommy Rhea Ripley. So, a little Terror Twins reunion again. So basically, Mommy takes Zelina into the ring, hits Riptide, so she's completely knocked out. We're not going to see her for the rest of the night. And then Alistair knocks Poppy Priest into the ambulance, tries to close the door. You only got one door, you have to get two. So Poppy kicks back, gets out of the ambulance. And he hits Alistair Black with a crutch, but Alistair with a big knee to face. And then Poppy with a fire extinguisher kind of temporarily blinds Alistair Black. And then he throws a fireball into his face. Kind of a little redemption for that, revenge. For when Alistair Black threw a fireball in Poppy's face, kind of temporarily burning him a little bit. So, turnabout is fair play. Poppy then pulls out a Table Tech Equipment table from, I don't know where that was. He goes for the Razor's Edge, Chico. That gets blocked. They send each other into the side of the ambulance. And then Alistair with a ambulance case. But Poppy gives him a Razor's Edge into the windshield. Real glass for once. Real glass for once. Well, we don't know if it was actually real, but whatever. Anyway. And then Poppy throws Alistair... actually, they climb to the top of the ambulance. Mike also would know a thing or two about that. And then Poppy with a choke slam off the top of the ambulance through the tech table. Then he kind of slowly gets down off the ambulance. And he throws Alistair inside, closes both doors, and wins the match in exactly 24 minutes. Match was brutal. And I gave it 3.25 out of 5 stars. And then pretty much after Poppy's posing, doing the bow and arrow type thing, not the Hogan this, he's like that. And then he knocks on the back of the ambulance doors where you slowly see the ambulance start leaving. And that's pretty much it. So that ends a pretty wild and crazy Smackdown for the first 3-hour show of 2026. So, they tried and they did pretty damn good. So I gave it 7 out of 10 stars. Let me know what you guys think of the show down below in the comment section. And like Chick Willie would say, let's talk about it. And that's pretty much it. Alright, so a good show. So we'll see what happens next week in Berlin. For SmackDown, we got Raw from the Barclays Center on Monday. Should be a great show. We've got the women's tag team titles on the line. We got Maxine Dupree taking on the man Becky Lynch for the women's Intercontinental title. We got CM Punk taking on Braun Breaker for the Raw World title. See if there's a title change there. I don't know. BC Brock Lesnar will be there, and also our Tribal Chief, put up your ones. He will be in the building in the Barclays Center to do what? I don't know. Probably hype himself for the Royal Rumble, which he will win. From what the leaks have been saying, that Roman or Roman or Sami Zayn might win, but I think it's going to Roman. I want Roman to win the Royal Rumble like he did back in 2000 and whatever that year was, not 15. It was 15 or 18. I forget what year it was. That at the time got a really big heat. And then he was in the match where Hunter won the belt because Roman defended the belt, and then he got thrown out. I think by I forgot who he got thrown out by, but everyone was like, "Yay!" So we had that, but we're due for another Roman Reigns Royal Rumble win. So we have that, and that's pretty much it. So, Raw's going to be exciting. The final live Raw in the States until pretty much the last Raw in the States until February. I know we come back for after they're gonna be in England. They're gonna come back home for a little bit, but gonna be in Canada, and they're gonna have Saturday Night's main event, and I think the last actual live, the live SmackDown. We're gonna have SmackDown in Canada, in Montreal, before Saturday Night's main event. So we've got a couple of VPNs for SmackDown. The next 2 weeks of SmackDown, the 9th and the 16th, will be taped. Will be VPN, basically. It'll be in overseas. Then the 23rd, we're back, so we can see it live here in the States. It was in Canada. It's gonna be in Montreal. Then we got Saturday Night's main event, January the 24th, on Peacock, or whatever it's gonna be. And then I think Raw is going to be in Montreal. I don't know where Raw is on the 26th, I believe. The 26th. Then they're going to be in Saudi Arabia for that whole weekend. At the end of January 30th, SmackDown in Saudi Arabia. We got the Royal Rumble, and then February the 2nd, we're still in Saudi Arabia for a taped Raw. And then right after that, February the 6th, we're back home in the States for a while. And that's pretty much it. So, fire up those VPNs starting next Friday, or this Friday, because if you don't have one, well, get one. And if you still can't afford it, can't get it, then I guess watch it on the replay at 8 o'clock. And that's pretty much it. But, like I said, this SmackDown was pretty good for a 3-hour show. And we'll see how the 3-hour era continues as we move along in 2026, and that's it. Alright guys, I'm going to get ready for the Niners game. It's going to be exciting. I'm probably going to lose my voice a couple times. But after the Niner game, we'll do a post-game show. Then we'll do episode 100 of The Shadows Lair with your Wrestle Kingdom predictions. And that'll be it for the night. And then tomorrow, we'll talk about, in the afternoon, we'll talk about Wrestle Kingdom. And then Sunday night, we'll talk about Collision. And that's pretty much it. So, please hit that bell so you don't miss anything. Because if you do, I'm going to slap you in the face and make you watch. And that's pretty much it. Alright guys, go Niners! Let's get that #1 seed and a week off. So we don't have to have a home game in 2 weeks for the NFC division title against, we don't know who yet, but we'll see what happens. So big game tonight on ABC and ESPN. The 49ers and the Seahawks. So we'll see what happens with that. So get your drinks ready, get your dinner ready. It's going to be a big night of action, along with Wrestle Kingdom 20 at 2 a.m. here on the East Coast. So get that power nap in after the Niner game if you can. And that's pretty much it. Alright guys, I'm out of here. Thanks for watching. Until next time. If you're not down with that, and if not down with the Niners, well, we got 3 words for you. Fuck you, man! And that's it. Thanks for watching. Until next time. Peace.